That is going to give it Aquaman 2, Fellerin 1. And I'm going to go ahead and roll up our next round. Winners of round 1 include Radical, Phoenix Anti-Azura, Seth Dove, Vlad, Mr. Death, Harvester, Baroda, Denostrin, and last but not least, Aquaman 88. Good luck in round 2, one and all. Best of luck. Oh, and Kuzia, who had the bye. I'll go ahead and pull up our bracket here for us to take a look at. So we managed to miss Harvester's games. But I think that was because we didn't have him added and he was versus somebody that we did have. We'll start with Mr. Death, Seth Dove. See if we can catch their games. Tell me where CX is from? No. No idea then. We'll give them time to get through a bye. Alright, and that's who we're waiting on to get in game. So, Urist, what can you tell me about the players that we've seen so far and about their gameplay? Yes, you are napping, I get that, but you're on stream right now. This is the time where we're supposed to be talking about the players, what we liked. You don't like any of the players. Why is that? They're not running Khajiit decks? That is true. No one's also running a lizard deck. You mean dragons. Okay. You think dragons and lizards are the best thing to play with, and so people should always be running Khajiits and dragons? Okay. Well, that's your opinion, but people like goblins. You don't like goblins. Let me guess. Yep, not Khajiit. Yep, and it's not dragons. And goblins don't make fun play partners? They're extremely dirty? Reminds you of humans? Okay. Do you need pets? Are you in need of pets? Or am I just gonna make you dirty and make you need to bathe? Oh, you're just giving me a stink eye, and the other eye's like, is it morning? Is it morning? You don't really do belly rubs. Not really your thing. You pester us overnight. I can pester you. I'm gonna get pooped in the nose. I am. Just chin scritches. Just chin scritches. Farkas yawning on the floor. Cat, your spot is available. I think he's getting a little bit of light in from one of the windows. Which it is sunny out, which is odd given that it was just pouring down rain, thunder, and lightning. Very, very frightening outside. Farkas has returned to the food dish as he's got half an hour or an hour and a half of starvation that he needs to kill before the first time he's ever been fed in his entire life. Yeah, I know. He gets starved. It's just the way he is. He's had to work tooth and nail for that figure, sneaking scraps out of tables, climbing into cabinets, operating the can opener himself. The humans do nothing for him. Absolutely nothing. Such is the difficult life of a chunky kitty. Yep, Urist is up there. He's like up looking at Urist going, you're up there. I wanted to go all the way up there. Don't do it, Farkas. He was also kind of looking at whether or not he could go up the side like Urist does. Off on the left where you see that pillar, Urist will climb right up that. Farkas shouldn't. He can't. Alright, so we're getting something a little different here. Monk versus Guildsworn. Looks to be a Prophecy aggro Guildsworn versus Goblins. With a really good opening hand. Well, hi, Kitty.
Of course I'm on your side.
So it looks to put down the Morkel Gatekeeper. Question is whether or not he trades. Death would need 2 different curse effects to get the value. And so he's going to gamble that he doesn't have it. He is correct in that assessment, so Bloody Hand Chef's going to go down to oppose Morkel. And he's going to take the trade here. Now, you know you're going to be looking at a curse effect now, so you're going to throw down a... You don't really want to be drained up yet, though.
Blood and honor.
Is playing the Golden Initiate. I don't think you could justify playing a Covenant Plate, so I like this route. Four Magickas, that's going to be Apprentice and a Lit.
The Fighters Guild stands ever ready.
Fear Totem. That'll be helpful once one of these Gobos gets buffed.
Speak, citizen.
Not a bad setup. Leaf Lurker that one down. So you're going to trade away with this Chef. You can't have those get out of hand. Then you're going to go back on the... Never mind, you're going straight aggro. It says, I'm a Prophecy deck. I've got the attack. We're just going to go for it. I'd imagine you're throwing down a Lit here as well. Harmony, an interesting tech. I haven't seen that run in the Gobbo decks I've run into. So that's going to try to put Harmony out of reach, or some of his other Gobbo cards. Drops his opponent to 8. And then drops Withered. As he's debating about Fear Toteming this, and I think that's a wrong move. Because then it just gets played with the ability again for 4.
We must remain steadfast.
And you're looking for prophecies off of the Gobbo's going face. You could spend 2 to curse that down. Could spend 4 for Harmony, which is -3 attack to all, which enables the trade. I think I prefer that method. 14, 18. You go face and proc the prophecies and then Harmony it all? And try to win next turn? Javelin for one of your Gobbos. Sad Gobbo noises here.
I will be triumphant.
Hopes for a good prophecy hit. Does score a prophecy. It's a Morkel,
Let nothing through. Close ranks.
allowing him to drop Mr. Death to 1.
Dark omen for you.
Okay. That's -3 from all, so 3, 6, 7, 8. So you go up to 17. You shift it around and you win. Well, you just trade it straight through. Well done. Well done. Winning with 1. A good game 1. The Monk Goblins will be coming back while Seth Dove is going to pull up another deck. And there they go into round 2. Urst is excited. He's so excited, he's not moved. He is paralyzed by excitement. Alright, I'm going to imagine this is a Crab's Dwemer. Looks like I am correct. Not as good an opening hand by Mr. Death this time, though. So it does run Midnight Burial, which is interesting. I'm wondering if he uses that for Spider, or if there's an ulterior motive. Strikes out on the Mechanical Ally. No card draw for you. Crushing Blow target on board. You don't want goblins generating infinite curses. No, he runs it specifically for Gearwork Spider. So he's going to go ahead and put 2 of those Gearwork Spiders in the graveyard. I do like this kind of Apprentice Necromancer Gearwork Spider build. Only put 1 Gearwork Spider in. Huh. I would have likely put in 2.
Speak, citizen.
So then you could have had an extra 2/2 here. Yep, drop halls now. Begin to trade with the Gobos, knowing that they don't run support removal. So maybe he put the Spider Worker in there for Necromancer, should he draw one?
A little distraction might prove useful.
I liked the Magicka efficiency of using Cliff Racer to trade. And Sethdove is going to run out of cards this round, but he is going to be able to fill the lanes with Dwemer. Oh, 1 short to fill in the lane here. Still, though, admirable. Harmony's going to get dropped early. Isn't going to completely negate their attack ability, but is going to get him some value trades.
Chimera, spirit of the sky, guide us.
So he's deciding whether he needs to pivot face. And he opts to. No shear point. But we may see a reduce hit Swift Strike trade.
You can trust me. You can trust me.
Ooh.
Come. Do my bidding.
Necromancer pulls back Gearwork Spider. Would have sent that damage phase first, but it's not like a prophecy would have ended it. Looks like he's going to be 1 off. He being Sethdove. Well, no, because he's going to need to trade in Mournhold Trader. No, he doesn't need to. He uses the curse and then trades. Death by Crab! Do it! Oh, not Death by Crab, just Wound by Crab.
Well,
Crab, merchant, read my lips.
this was a word contest.
Well done. See, Urist? There are creatures in the ocean called crabs that are quite dangerous to goblins. Yes, they've been hyped up with cybernetics, but they did their job. You'd like to play with a crab? They do pinch you. They would go to pinch a kitty kitty. Unless you got one of the small ones that you could just, like, bat around. You'd probably like that. That feels like something a kitty kitty would enjoy. Alright. I'm telling you, when stream started up, Farkas was just yawning up a storm, and I've not been able to shake it since. Alright, the Mage is the deck remaining for Mr. Death. Both going the Dwemer Crabs route. Just Sethdove going the Necromancer, pull the 1-drops back from my graveyard.
Talking mud crab, merchant, read my lips.
Ooh.
Mouth paws.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you keep the 1-drop here and you ring it out.
To be an assassin, like Gnarly.
That's actually a really good pull versus Dwemer Crabs.
I will have my vengeance.
Did I stutter or something?
Then you Midnight Burial back 2 Gearwork Spiders. and then play out your Gearwork Spider. Goodbye, Crab. He really likes putting in a Spider Worker. Like, I get that that's for Odinair and Necromancer, but... missing that draw is an oof. Is he worried about overdrawing?
Training is over. It's time to act.
Crushing Blow being the top deck. I kind of like Apprentice Necro over here pulling back the guards to try to get Morag Tongue Aspirant value next turn. Septiv disagrees and is going to pivot face. It's pretty sketch. I'm glad I didn't just try to predict something, because I was going to say Mechanical Ally Steam Constructor set up for Hulls the next turn in Lethal. Looks like he's finally going to go for the pulling back the Gearwork Spiders play. Not sure it's overly helpful now, because he's got the easy trades in. That's not an overly helpful thing to do either, because it doesn't change the trade. I was going to say it again, and now you set up the Mechanical Ally Steam Constructor. Because that'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Which is more than the 10 damage you're currently setting up. So this turn surely, we see the setup of Mechanical Ally Steam Constructor. Close enough. Set Dove realizes it's over. Mr. Death has claimed the board. We're going to see an Old Salty's Assault just as a last-ditch prayer. Oh, Hail Mary, patron saint of crabs. That's not what I needed. Even on board, that's 14. Halls is just going to permit for the rune skip. Would Halls? No, Halls would have only been 5. Disregard me. Little Dwemer Boy permitting for the rune skip. And that is game. There we go. Mr. Death is going to take it. 2-1. We will go back to viewing our winner's bracket, and we will stop off with Aquaman. Liz Maru and Fellerin have both netted wins already. Oh hey! Aquaman's getting the cards that Broda plays. Cool! You have a way to deal with that? Yeah. Risking nothing, clearing the goblins, healing for 4. Leaf Lurkering one of them down. Stealer is up to a 10-10. Alright, so that baited out the Ice Storm. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. So you play your Sculpt, Trader, Eater, and Reverb down his drain? Or are you saving Reverb? Ah, Firestorm.
You can trust me.
Taste fetch.
Speak, citizen.
Spirit Knife into a trade. Yeah, I think you trade there. Nope, gonna Cliff Racer it. Alright. Aquaman is back on the aggressive side. Has the other Spirit Knife. Hopes to get something else he can play, but Fingers is just out of reach. It'll be able to be played next turn, though, for a 3 creature kill. Two creature kill. But it's okay, because you want to cast that anyway. So you cast this, then Fingers 1. Never mind, that doesn't kill it. Ah, uses the finish off. You've got to keep Bandari there. So you give away, yep, Jav. I mean, you might have given away Ice Storm. So you've got the full combo in hand. You just have to get Stealer up high enough. And you know your opponent's sitting on a pretty 4 curses. Removal that they can't use and a sheer point. Well, you don't know the sheer point, but... Javelin just clearing that. Aquaman now going to be forced into passing.
Beware my power.
Picks up a Golden Initiate.
Speak, citizen.
I guess just going to bait out some of those curses. So Chef goes field. Shift it. Or Shadow, shift it field. That works as well. You gonna fire off all 3 curses? Houston, that's an affirmative. And then it gets cast into time. $18 plus 4. So 22. Oof. Prophecy Jab helps. Tazcad was the worst possible thing to be up against. Your opponent has played 2 Cliff Racers and a Razum. So they're down to 1 Cliff Racer in deck to solve it, with 28, now 27 cards remaining. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So fresh start is only a net draw of 1, but then you overdraw 2 cards, which if they're actions help power your Stealer. Instead it was your drain. That drain for 4 would have come in handy. So Aquaman content to let Broda continue to overdraw. 23 plus 4 is 27. He is 1 point off from lethal. And there it is. That is everything he needs. 24 plus 4. That's lethal. The 4 comes from Mentor's Ring plus 3.
Kashid likes these.
My enemies have taught me well.
A Prophecy, drain for 1. Gobbo! No!
Men tell no lies.
And that is game. Broda carrying that versus Aquaman's Goblin deck with Stealer of Secrets, Dominion. Well played, both. Well played. Urist rates that 1 ear twitch. And I'm going to go ahead and refresh the bracket, see where we're at. See who's reporting scores in. Phoenix went 2-1 over Radical. Harvester 2-0 over Vlad. Liz, I think we had already said 2-0 over Mickey. That leaves TMO, Rising, Aquaman, and Broda. We have not seen TMO or Rising High yet, so we're going to see if we can hop in on their side. Looks like Rising High I don't have, so we will send him a friend request, see if we can get that added and set up.
Our clan is pure and strong.
Let's see. Rising High. So there's a Jarl Balgriff on board, a Fighter's Guild Hall in hand, and a Nasi to pull the guard and drain, at 1 damage. Fervor's a good pickup. You've got to get rid of the drain, so I don't see a world where a Nasi's not played, but you might remove the guard first so that a Nasi comes down without guard.
Anasu finds it useful to use her enemy's strength against them.
Alright, Rising, trying to stabilize here. This lane's easy, he's got the trades. So that leaves him with dealing with the Anasi. We've seen 1 Edict so far, and 1 Halls has already been dealt with. Shackle will hold it in place for a turn. Sets up the value, well, the 2-for-1 trade next turn as well.
If we die together.
Ooh, I like that werewolf. He is going to be able to break a rune as well. So he's going to get Drain set up in this lane. He will set it up next turn. So dropping Fervor to put off the trade in the field lane. Sorry, Shadow lane. If your opponent has Halls, Fervor makes for a much more valuable trade. Ankle Snapper gives you a better guaranteed roll for next turn. TMO chooses to gain his value next turn and hope his opponent does not have a second Halls. Skeletal Mage, the known card in hand, is able to ping for 3, it appears. So might come into play here for clearing the Anasi. I am happy that Rising High runs this card in Premium, though, because we'll get to see the Premium Werewolf, which I think the Premium Werewolves are among my favorite Premium cards, period. Like, the default one already looks pretty good. But when they transform, glorious. On board, the drain that he's going to get is not enough to defend him. Because he's going to go to 7, and that's 5, but then once you add in the Fervor... So he's going to pull back a guard. Is he going to have the time to be able to go face and get the drain as well? I saw a couple last-minute commands get entered. He did have enough time to get it ordered. Alright. Cutting it close there. Oh, you can't give your opponent that. No, 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 no. I think this was a betrayal, Crab, because you've got to pick Brellock. You could also fill up your lanes pretty good, because you've got 10 Magicka remaining. 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's your other 5. So fill up the lanes. Roll it. Maybe you'll hit charge and find a way to get through for lethal. Or not. Not is also an option. How many Gearworks are you pulling? That was a misplay. Should have played out the Steam Constructor first. Gotten the extra token, but maybe he wants to take damage phase? I mean, he's not in a bad spot. Drain for 3, he goes to 10. Currently, no answer to these. So that's 11. So currently, he's dead. He's going to need to find a guard. Or an action removal.
to be reduced to violence at my age.
Chimeric spirit of the sky, guide us! Chimeric spirit of the sky, guide us!
Double fervor. It gets him the drain he needs. Well, would, except for Dynamo being the pickup. Oh, he's got lethal. Never mind. Rising, closing the game out. Well played. Double fervor, swinging him 10 points of power. Let's see who we've got left in the round. I think it was just those two remaining. Yes, it is just those two remaining. Dornostrin took Kuzia 2-0. Fellerin took Pasta 2-0. Devil 2-1. Phoenix 2-1. Harvester 2-0. Broda 2-1. Lizmaru. Everything can be found here on this fancy little page. Feel free to check it out yourself if you want to poke around. That said, let's get back and see when they hop into their next game. I'm watching to see if they update their score or if they go into another game. Clear Solano's message, as I know he's in chat with us now. Alright, let me run a refresh. No score reported. Let me message TMO. And that teleports him all the way up to the top. Whee! Oh, they've started reporting it. Rising won game 1. And given that we were able to see him win game 3, that means it is going to be a 2-1 game. Well, he was running Archer. He wasn't running Archer that last one, so it would be a 2-1 win. Alright, let's go ahead and generate match 3 then. Round 3. Generate round. So, standings. Currently, Dornostrin is tied with Il Phoenix Anti-Azura for the top 2 spots. Harvester 51 coming in tied at 3rd. Mr. Death, Broda, and Kuzia. Best of luck to all these. Oh, nope, Kuzia's down 1. So it's those 5 are currently our top 5. Best of luck to them all as we go into round 3. Urist, I saw that ear flick. If you have a comment, you can say it. Don't just keep giving me the stink eye. I know you wanted to see them run kitty lists, and no one's running a kitty list. They can't change their lists mid-game. It's a rule. It's a rule for a very good reason, kitty. So we're going to try to watch... Who's Dornostrin versus? He is versus Mr. Death. So that's going to be the first one we're going to try to watch. Let's see what we can see for their deck lists while they're going through bans. So Dornostrin brought 3 tricolor decks. Mr. Death brought 2 two-color decks and then a Redoran. So let's go ahead and throw this up for us to take a look at. These are Dornostrin's decks. So we brought the Empire that we saw previously, and the Daggerfall we saw previously. This one, mid-range, uses Fervor, tries to go wide and then get buff bodies. The Daggerfall, pseudo-item Daggerfall, so still mid, runs 2 copies of Moose in both of them for card draw. Did not seem to anticipate the sheer amount of aggro we've been seeing. That brings a tricolor conscription Banelord list. Interesting. I've run tricolor Banelord. His list is vastly different than mine. I like some of his inclusions. Looks to be a little bit trying to combine the lethal control package with the Banelord control package. Single copy of Fresh Start. Single copy of Allied Guardian, Odavang. So that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that performs. I've never been overly fond of the tricolor Banelord variants, though I've tried to play them as stated. So what about our other contestant? Mr. Death. Let's pull up his 3 lists. Whoops, those didn't go to the right tab. So the first Halalu is a plot Halalu. Pretty standard. Runs Haunted Manor. A little bit of a throwback there, but I think Manor Halalu is still the better form of Halalu. The Dwemer Mage that we saw previously being run. And then the Goblin Monk. So previously it looks like the Halalu's been the ban magnet. It's interesting to see him running the Goblin Monk variant. That's typically in the meta, it's come out of favor. So if I am these decks and I like going wide and I like going tall, I think I'm most scared of the Goblin Monk, because it runs that Harmony combo, which shuts my deck down for a turn. And if we're in a race, losing a turn is a death sentence. So I think we'll expect to see a ban on the Monk. And over here, I would assume my Halalu gets banned, because it's been banned every time thus far. So I'm probably thinking, what has tons of guards and is a pain in the arse to deal with? The answer is Empire. This is lethal, but it's missing, like, the crossbow, Archer's Gambit. So I think I could beat the Banelord Conscription before it becomes an issue. Maybe I say Marauder Chieftain's too high roll for me. I don't run Ways of Silencing. I do run Ways of Silencing, but not many. And I don't have a native answer in this deck. So I guess I'd probably ban the Daggerfall as the strongest list. It'd be between that and Empire. Let me see if we have their bans in. They're still looking through the lists and determining their bans, but they have both checked in. We will see how accurate I am. Question regarding language. On screenshots, I've permitted screenshots of any language. Alright. Are they in-game yet? No. Let me see if we've got bans in. Bans are in. Okay, so the Halalu was banned and the Banelord was banned. Tricolor Banelord. So I was wrong on both accounts. Hey! There is nothing new under the sun. So they should be getting into game here soon. I'll help myself to some water. We're at about half a glass. We'll need to get a refill here soon. Unless Urist wants to be an extra good kitty and go refill my water for me. Yeah, you're not interested in doing that? I'm your servant? Well, I could test that. I could test that greatly. Devil is in game, but we are not waiting on the Devil. Devil could be in Georgia for all I care. We're waiting on Durnastron. Mr. Death. Who Mr. Death has actually gotten a lot of coverage here today. I never intend to give anyone coverage. It's all just randomly drawn from my random mind. Pseudo-random? Nothing's ever truly random? Alright. Ward Daggerfall versus opening with the Dwemer Mage. That's a terrible opening hand. You mulligan all of it. Keeps Covenant Oathman. Ugh. Okay, smooths out the curve a little. Death opening with a Bruma.
I smell the stench of the living.
I have no patience for fools.
Draws both of his Wilds Incarnate, which he will likely never get value from. So I assume you oppose Mammoth. Try to make him double trade. In reality, we're going to see Mercenary Captain get ringed out in a single trade. Or does he double trade and just kind of wait for Old Salty? Nope. Using the ring to maximum efficiency. Gets punished with a bolt, which might give Durnastron the chance he needs to stabilize. Ooh. So you could Covenant Oathman, make that a 3/3. Or... No, you don't just play it. You play the Oathman. Drain, Oathman, buff, carry on.
I gladly give my life to keep Daggerfall safe.
And you're just going to be happy that you picked up an item. Old Salties goes Shadow. I say you keep the Skin Hound. Bump. Item. Troll. Troll this way. You think you can race him, huh? I don't think you can. You keep the Assault.
Nothing like a good battle. Mistakes were made.
Yeah, I think Durnastron now realizes, oh, I can't race him. Little late. And the fact that Fervor comes down next turn means even if you oppose Sower, it's just a 1-for-1 trade. But, let's assume you sent everything face. You would be able to drop your opponent to 15, and you'd be threatening lethal this turn. He didn't have the... Well, with Fervor, he would have the ability to trade. But you'd be forcing your opponent to trade with you? Whoa. Urus, you've completely rotated on me. I think you're throwing off my cat cam visuals. The head's now close to me. The proportions are completely out of whack. I might be able to sneak up and boop you, though. Opts not to go with the Fervor. Hits a Prophecy Bolt. You send that face. You've got to send it face. Because you've got 11 in hand. That sets up lethal.
Talking mud crab merchant. Read my lips.
You can't play Guar, you can't play Umaril, so it's moot point, you keep Umaril. Oh, you've got Skin Hound you can play, so you're still good. Or would be good if Shadowfen weren't in hand. Shadowfen down this, hit for 5, hit for 6, game.
You must be cleansed.
There we go. Beating Mr. Death off of the 2 Prophecy Bolts that he managed to hit. Well lucked out, Tricolor. Well lucked out. And well played. You're only able to win if you get lucky. If you play such that if you get lucky, you win. And we saw that Mr. Death set up his card so that if he hit a Prophecy Bolt, he would be able to close for lethal. Yes, he had already hit one, but if he hit one again, it was his only out and he played to it. Alright, let's scroll back down. No. There we go, going into round 2. So the Goblin Monks is now up. With a really awkward first hand. And Dornostrid saying, you know, I'm going to race you again. I'm capable of this. Throw out a Bleak Coast Troll with Ring. Alright, so you're going to drop Withered Hand here. With Ring. Turn off those curses getting played. Hits the Cloudrest Illusionist.
I'll try to draw their fire.
I still think you Wither Hand.
Tawaka watches over me.
Make those curses cost 2.
Behold my power.
Alright, looks to go a little bit wider here. I was gonna say, I imagine we're gonna see a Seydanine Skinned Hound, but it looks like Skinned Hound Mammoth is the play. Opting to take it a little slower. Guarding up on the Withered Hand Cultist. Now able to clear the Cultist, that's gonna clear the way for extra damage, but 9 damage going face this turn. Possibly plus 5 from the Hand and Burst. Plus 6, plus 6. So that's only going to put him 4 off of lethal, if he wanted to be. Instead, what I am imagining is we're going to see like a Cloak come out, take the trade, and then set up some more creatures. We might see a Cloak and a Luzra Seydanine. Just Luzra, then? I'm curious why these are over in the field lane. Because Crown Quartermaster could be in the shadow. So Murkwater Scourge would give him access to 2 curses. And a Murkwater Witch for a 3rd. So he's going to be able to get rid of the breakthrough from Mammoth. So where that ended up ultimately didn't matter because it got cursed. But there we go. That is lethal with the Sentinel Battle Mace pickup. Dornostrid takes it 2-0. Well played to both of our opponents. I think Mr. Death did everything he could have correctly. But the Daggerfall list, which, for the record, is the one I recommended banning, is the one that does him in. Farkas, will you have... Or Farkas. Urist, I'm talking to you. Kitty kitty. Would you have banned Daggerfall? Would you? He's not telling me. He is being sage in his replies. Let's see who else we have from our winners still going. So we're going to be looking for Phoenix. Who is Phoenix versus? Phoenix is versus Harvester. We will need to get Harvester added, but we'll go ahead and hop in on this side. Our first time seeing Invade. And it's Invade that just went through a double prophecy. You gonna pull that Javelin? Pull Encano. Why Encano and not Javelin?
The hist shall heal you.
This turn it's gonna be a gate destruction. Maybe you roll Mage, get charge on it first.
The sigil stone is mine to protect. Kill them all.
You can see why I think he was supposed to pull Jav.
You will be devoured in shadow.
But regardless, I think it's too late. I think regardless of what he pulled, that gate's still that level. Alright, Harvester. What are your plans? Other than to accept the friend request I'm about to send you. Odavang? In the short term, acceptable, but not with Farces of Destruction being in hand. $26, that's lethal. We hadn't seen Invade, but it is there. Should they get into another game, we will follow them in.